Chosen one, you are not here by accident, and this moment is not random. Heaven itself arranged this encounter because your spirit is ready to receive a truth that only the prepared can carry. Something has been moving behind the scenes of your life, quietly, deliberately, and with divine precision. What you have been praying for in secret is now approaching in manifestation, and God is watching not just your hands, but your heart. Chosen one, you are standing at the edge of a supernatural shift. Doors that resisted you for years are beginning to open. Provision that could not locate you before is being rerouted by heaven. This is not luck, and it is not coincidence. It is alignment. Scripture reminds us in Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 that the vision is for an appointed time, and though it seems delayed, it will surely come and will not lie. That appointed time is now pressing into your reality. But hear this clearly, anointed one. Not every blessing is meant to be announced. Not every breakthrough is meant to be displayed. What God is releasing to you carries weight, responsibility, and instruction. This word is being sent to prepare you, to guard you, and to position you so that when the wealth comes, the favor remains, the peace stays, and your destiny is protected. Stay present. Stay discerning. Heaven is speaking. Chosen one, hear this with reverence and clarity. Not every blessing is meant for public conversation, and not every breakthrough is meant to be explained. Some things God does in your life are sacred by design. They are strategic, intentional, and protected by heaven itself. I've learned this the hard way. There were seasons when I spoke too soon, when I shared what God was still forming, and I watched unnecessary resistance rise against something that was meant to grow quietly. That is why this word matters. When the money comes from God, silence is not fear. Silence is wisdom. Chosen one, when heaven begins to move resources toward you, when what you have been sowing for finally starts to manifest, God is not just increasing your income, He is increasing your responsibility. Silence becomes your covering. It is protection, not secrecy. It is maturity, not manipulation. I've seen people pray for years, cry out in the dark, fast wait, endure lack, only to lose balance the moment abundance arrives. Not because money is evil, but because pride is subtle. Prosperity tests the heart in ways poverty never could. There is something God watches closely when He blesses you. He looks at how you carry it. He looks at whether you feel the need to explain yourself, to announce yourself, to prove that you finally made it. Chosen one, if you feel that urge rising, pause. That pause is holy ground. That moment is where wisdom speaks. I remember the first time provision showed up unexpectedly in my life. My instinct was to tell someone, anyone. I wanted validation. But something in my spirit said, be still, protect this. That restraint preserved what could have been exposed too early. Because when the wrong eyes see a seed, envy begins to move. Not always hatred, sometimes comparison. Not always enemies, sometimes people who once loved you. Your elevation can confront what others avoided. Your blessing can expose delay in places you never intended to challenge. This is why God calls you to walk quietly. It is not punishment, it is mercy. He is allowing you to build without interference, to grow without commentary, to become without pressure. Chosen one, wealth from God is never a trophy. It is stewardship. It is not a call to boast. It is a call to manage with reverence. God does not only bless your hands, He tests your heart. He asks, will you remain humble when favor becomes visible? Will you still pray with the same hunger when your needs are met? Many can handle lack with faith, but few can handle abundance with discipline. I've watched people remain faithful when they had nothing, only to forget the source when they had more than enough. God is not against money. He is against forgetfulness. He is against pride that slowly disconnects you from the one who sustained you when no one else did. Remember the tears you cried when no one was watching. Remember the prayers whispered in exhaustion. That memory will keep you grounded when increase arrives. Money is a tool, chosen one. It exposes what is already inside you. It magnifies the heart. If humility lives there, generosity will grow. If ego lives there, greed will expand. That is why silence matters in the early stages of blessing. Some things must be guarded until they are fully grown. A seed announced too early can be destroyed with ease. A tree once rooted can withstand storms. When God begins to lift you, financially move like a gardener tending a sacred field. You don't shout every time something sprouts. You water it. You protect it. You wait. Silence in this season is divine strategy. It is not hiding from people. It is honoring God. There are people who are comfortable with your struggle, but may not be prepared for your success. Not because they are evil, but because your growth challenges their comfort. God shields you from unnecessary friction by teaching you to build in peace. Wealth is not just reward, it is weight, and not everyone is built to carry it. There is a spiritual discipline required to hold abundance without losing yourself. Many pray for financial freedom but never prepare for the inner growth it demands. Because money amplifies everything. That is why when the money comes, you don't announce it. You sit with God. You ask for instruction. You say, "Show me how to manage this in a way that honors you and serves purpose, not ego." Divine wealth always has an assignment. It comes to restore dignity, to fund vision, to heal bloodlines, to shift atmospheres. That assignment cannot be fulfilled if validation is your motivation. Timing matters. There is a difference between what is given and what is revealed. God may give now and instruct silence until later. Some fruit must ripen in darkness. Some blessings must mature away from noise. Chosen one, this is not denial. This is preparation. And if you can learn to carry increase quietly, God can trust you with more. This is where we pause, because what comes next will test not your faith, but your discipline. Chosen one. There is a reason God is teaching you restraint before He increases your reach. What He is placing into your hands is not small, and it cannot be handled with impulse or emotion. When money enters your life by divine instruction, it does not simply change your lifestyle, it changes your battlefield. New doors open, but so do new tests. New opportunities appear, but so do new forms of pressure. This is why silence becomes your first discipline in abundance. I want you to understand this from lived truth, not theory. I have seen moments where provision arrived faster than expected, and the temptation was not greed, it was speed. Moving too fast, speaking too quickly, spending before listening. Many people do not lose what God gives them because of evil intentions, but because of excitement without wisdom. They confuse manifestation with completion. They think the blessing means the process is over, when in reality it has only shifted. Chosen one, when God gives you money, He is not removing tests from your life. He is changing the nature of them. Before you were tested by lack, now you are tested by abundance. Before you prayed to receive, now you must pray to manage. And management is where destiny is protected or destroyed. God measures stewardship more closely than celebration. He watches how you organize, how you plan, how you give, how you restrain yourself when you could indulge. There is something holy about discretion. Silence keeps your spirit clear. Every unnecessary conversation about your blessing invites unnecessary energy into your atmosphere. Words are not neutral. They carry direction. When you speak carelessly, you announce coordinates. When you stay silent, you remain under covering. This is not superstition. This is spiritual law. I learned that some battles are not fought with confrontation, but avoided through wisdom. Chosen one, do not underestimate jealousy. It does not always come with hatred. Sometimes it comes with smiles. Sometimes it sits at your table. Sometimes it speaks in curiosity, not malice. People may ask, how did you do it? Not because they want to learn, but because they want proximity to what you carry. Silence saves you from explaining things God never told you to explain. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every handshake deserves access. When God increases, you guard your environment. Protect your peace like it is part of your wealth, because it is. Money can be recovered. Peace once lost costs far more. Some people drain your clarity. Some conversations sound harmless, but leave your spirit heavy. Learn the holy art of quiet separation. This is not arrogance, it is awareness. Prosperity changes your frequency. It attracts new circles, new offers, new temptations. Without spiritual alertness, you can be pulled into spaces that look impressive, but are empty of purpose. This is why silence is your shield. It gives you time to discern, time to observe, time to let God reveal who belongs in your new season and who does not. When God lifts you financially, He is not just blessing you. He is teaching you that giving is power. But even giving must be guided. Some generosity heals, some generosity drains. Wisdom asks first, where should I sow? Not every ground is fertile. Good seed can be wasted in poor soil if you act without direction. Chosen one, before you invest, before you expand, before you bless, silence yourself and listen. The same God who entrusted you with provision will instruct you on placement. And hear this clearly, do not use what God gives you to prove anyone wrong. Do not spend trying to validate yourself to people who ignored your struggle. You owe them nothing. Your only obligation is obedience. The world measures success by visibility. God measures it by alignment. Remember the invisible moments that built this blessing. The waiting, the discipline, the prayers that felt unanswered. Gratitude will keep your heart soft, and a soft heart is the only soil where blessings continue to grow. When gratitude leaves, greed enters. When humility fades, collapse begins. Many people fall under the weight of what they once begged for because they forgot who carried them when they had nothing. Silence is not only about keeping things from others. It is about keeping peace within yourself. It is the ability to enjoy what God has given you without explaining it. To rest in abundance without needing applause. That is spiritual maturity. When you no longer need external validation to feel secure, you become unshakable. Chosen one. True wealth is not when you can buy anything. It is when nothing can buy you. Learn the rhythm of balance. Save some, invest some, give some, enjoy some, but worship none of it. Let money move through your hands, not your heart. Peace multiplies whatever you have. Noise contaminates it. True success is quiet. It does not need to announce itself. Let the quality of your life speak. Let the way you treat people speak. Let transformation in others speak. God's richest servants are not loud. They are deep, like the ocean. Calm on the surface, powerful underneath. Shallow waters make noise. Deep waters remain still. When God increases you, He expects secrecy until foundations are strong. You do not invite guests into a house still under construction. Build quietly. Let stability form. When the work is complete, those meant to see it will see it. And even then, explanation will not be necessary. Fruit speaks louder than words. This segment ends here because what comes next is the most difficult lesson of all. Learning to guard not only your wealth from others, but from yourself. Chosen one. The most dangerous threat to a blessing is not always external. Often it rises quietly from within. Pride does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers. It says, "I earned this. I figured it out. I made it happen." And the moment that thought takes root, alignment begins to shift. God does not bless you so you can glorify yourself. He blesses you so you can reveal His wisdom through how you carry what He gave. I want to speak to you from a place of honesty. There was a time in my own journey when I almost lost momentum, not because of failure, but because of self-credit. It did not start as arrogance. It started as relief. Relief that the struggle was over. Relief that I could finally breathe. But relief can quietly turn into entitlement if gratitude is not guarded. That is why humility must grow at the same speed as your wealth. The higher you rise, the deeper you must bow. Chosen one. God is not watching how loudly you celebrate. He is watching how wisely you manage. To heaven, stewardship is worship. When you organize your finances with intention, when you plan with discipline, when you give with discernment, when you restrain yourself, even when you could indulge, that is worship. It says, "God, I respect what you placed in my hands." And respect invites multiplication. Many people pray for wealth, but never prepare for the character it demands. Wealth without inner growth leads to corruption. That is why sometimes God delays increase. Not because He is withholding, but because He is building capacity. He strengthens your spirit before He increases your status. Because when elevation comes, it attracts both admiration and attack. Prosperity brings light, but it also reveals shadows. Some will celebrate you, others will resent what you represent. But if your foundation is God, you will not be shaken. When the money comes, chosen one, guard your environment. Not everyone deserves access to your atmosphere. Some people drain your peace without saying a word. Some speak casually, but leave confusion behind. Protect your peace as fiercely as you protect your income. You can recover money. Peace once fractured takes far longer to restore. Distance in this season is not cruelty, it is clarity. Understand this. Wealth carries vibration. When your financial level shifts, the frequency of your life changes. You begin to attract different conversations, different invitations, different expectations. Some circles look attractive but are empty of purpose. Without spiritual awareness, you can be pulled into environments that slowly dilute your calling. Silence gives you space to discern. It allows you to hear God above the noise of opportunity. Chosen one giving is powerful, but only when guided. Do not give to be seen. Do not give to feel superior. Do not give to soothe guilt. Give when it aligns with purpose. Ask God where to sow. Not every request is an assignment. Not every need is yours to meet. Even generosity requires wisdom. Good seed in the wrong soil produces nothing. Silence before giving invites clarity. And hear this clearly. When God increases, you do not use what He gave you to prove doubters wrong. Do not spend your blessing trying to rewrite old narratives. You owe no performance to anyone. The world measures success by visibility. God measures it by obedience. What the world calls luxury, God often calls distraction. What the world calls showing off, God calls waste. Never forget the invisible seasons that shaped you, the waiting, the fasting, the discipline, the moments you held on when quitting would have been easier. Gratitude keeps your heart soft. And a soft heart remains teachable. When gratitude fades, greed enters. When humility weakens, downfall begins. Many people collapse under the weight of what they once begged for because they forgot who sustained them when they were empty. Chosen One silence is not just about protecting information. It is about protecting intimacy with God. It is the ability to enjoy abundance without explaining it, to rest without defending your blessings, to feel secure without applause. That is maturity. When you no longer need external affirmation to believe God is with you, you become grounded and free. True wealth is not measured by what you can buy. It is measured by what cannot control you. Learn the rhythm of balance. Save intentionally. Invest wisely. Give strategically. Enjoy gratefully. But worship none of it. Let money circulate through your hands, not lodge in your heart. Peace multiplies whatever you have. Noise contaminates it. There is majesty in quiet prosperity. When you learn to hold blessings in stillness, you align with divine rhythm. Deep waters remain calm. Shallow streams announce themselves. When wealth is rooted in God, it carries a gravity that draws opportunity without pursuit. You do not have to chase what is aligned. When God increases you, He often expects secrecy until foundations are strong. You do not showcase a house before it is finished. You do not invite guests into a structure still forming. Build quietly. Let stability develop. When the time is right, those meant to see will see. And even then, words will not be required. Fruit speaks. Chosen One. As money comes, you will feel a shift inside you. Your capacity to create will expand. Your influence will grow. Your words will carry weight. But power requires reverence. Money amplifies the heart. Only a heart refined by God can carry prosperity without arrogance. Pray often, God, do not give me more than my humility can handle. That prayer will keep you safe. Wealth is temporary, wisdom is eternal. The goal is not just to become rich, it is to become wise enough to remain blessed. Many gain money and lose peace, family, and purpose. But the one who walks quietly with God experiences abundance with calm and prosperity with meaning. This is where we pause, because the next truth will confront the deepest test of all. Whether you can remain spiritually connected when comfort tries to replace devotion. Chosen One. This is where many lose their way, not because God stops speaking, but because comfort slowly replaces connection. When the money comes, the danger is not excess, it is distraction. Full hands can lead to empty prayer rooms if you are not intentional. I have watched people cry out to God in desperation, only to grow silent toward Him when relief arrived. Not out of rebellion, but out of ease. And ease, if unchecked, dulls hunger. Hear this clearly. The same way you prayed in tears while waiting must become the way you pray in gratitude when receiving. Prosperity must never shorten your conversations with God. It should deepen them. Worship is what keeps wealth pure. Without worship, money becomes weight. With worship, it becomes fuel for purpose. Chosen One. God does not bless you to lift your status. He blesses you to expand your influence for good. And influence without integrity is poison. That is why silence is not just about privacy. It is about purity. You cannot mix divine purpose with worldly pride and expect peace to remain. The blessing is holy. It must be handled with reverence. I want to share something personal here. There was a season when life became easier for me, when provision arrived consistently, and the urgency I once had in prayer began to soften. I didn't notice it at first. My faith was still there, but my dependence was fading. God, in His mercy, reminded me gently that intimacy is built in closeness, not convenience. That reminder brought me back. And I am telling you this now so you do not have to learn it the hard way. When wealth increases, worship must deepen. Gratitude must grow louder in private, even if silence remains in public. God blesses you not so you can feel important, but so you can be useful. He entrusts resources to those who see money as assignment, not identity. When money becomes identity, it poisons the soul. When it becomes assignment, it heals generations. Chosen one, understand this. What is coming to you is more than income. It is instruction. God is saying, manage this as my representative on earth. Handle it with reverence. Handle it with love. Handle it with wisdom. And if you stay faithful in that posture, more will come naturally, without striving, without pressure. There is a reason God often increases you quietly. He is watching how you move when no one is clapping. He is observing whether you remain disciplined when no one is monitoring. Let people wonder. You owe no explanation for divine elevation. Your discipline will speak. Your serenity will testify. The loudest sound of divine prosperity is peace, not performance. When God blesses you, He is not only giving to you, He is giving through you. You become a channel. The moment you try to own it, you block the flow. But when you let it move through gratitude and service, you step into a rhythm of provision that does not dry up. This is not theory. I have lived it. The more tightly I held, the more pressure I felt. The more open my hands became, the more peace entered my life. Chosen one, do not confuse silence with passivity. Silence is active trust. It is saying, God, you are my source, not recognition. It is choosing wisdom over reaction. Some battles are not won with weapons. They are won with restraint. Silence confuses enemies because it denies them access to your emotional energy. Silence protects destiny because it keeps your focus aligned. Stay approachable. Stay kind. Remember how it felt to be overlooked. Remember the days of struggle. Let success never erase compassion. Use what you receive to lift others quietly, not with announcements but with intention. The world does not need louder, rich people. It needs healed ones. It needs people who carry abundance without losing empathy. Chosen one, protect your spiritual routine fiercely. Do not let comfort steal devotion. Many lose sensitivity when their lives become easy. Their prayers shorten. Their dependence fades. Their awareness dulls. Do not let that be you. If anything, let your gratitude fuel deeper worship. Let your success remind you how faithful God has been. Wealth aligned with heaven carries peace. Wealth aligned with vanity carries anxiety. If you want your abundance to rest gently on your soul, it must be rooted in divine alignment, not ego. God is not impressed by numbers. He is moved by obedience. He is not watching your account balance. He is watching your heart posture. Chosen one, when God trusts you with provision, He is trusting you with influence. And influence must be handled cleanly. That is why silence matters. It keeps motives pure. It keeps intentions clear. It keeps pride from creeping in unnoticed. You cannot mix divine assignment with the need for applause. This is not about living small. It is about living aligned. There will be a time when God wants your testimony visible, but before that, He will test your ability to remain quiet. Can you carry abundance privately without needing to prove it publicly? Can you stay humble while others speculate? Can you continue building while people demand explanation? Because your silence is separating you. It is marking you as one who can be trusted, and trust is what leads to overflow. We pause here because the next segment will challenge how you respond when others begin to notice the change in you. Chosen one. There will come a moment when your life begins to look different to the people around you, even if you never announce a single thing. Peace has a soundless language. Discipline has a presence. Abundance carries a fragrance that cannot be fully hidden. People will sense the shift before they understand it. They will notice how you move, how you speak, how you no longer react the way you used to. And that curiosity will draw attention. This is where wisdom must rise like a shield. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every smile deserves access. Some people will ask how you did it, not because they want instruction, but because they want proximity. Others will test your generosity, not because they are in need, but because they want to see how much they can extract. Silence in this season is not avoidance, it is discernment. Chosen one, I have learned that curiosity is often a doorway. What enters through that doorway depends on whether you guard it or leave it open. There were times in my journey when I answered too much, shared too freely, explained what God never told me to explain, and slowly pressure entered my space. Expectations grew, energy drained. That taught me something priceless. Access must be earned, not assumed. When God lifts you, He does not lift everyone with you. Some relationships were designed for survival seasons, not for elevation seasons. That does not make them bad. It simply means they are not equipped to walk with you into abundance. Silence allows separation without conflict. It lets distance form naturally without offense. This is mercy, not rejection. Chosen one, remember this. Some people are meant to witness your result, not your process. They can celebrate the fruit, but they could not survive the preparation. God hides certain seasons not to punish you, but to protect the work He is doing. Exposure too early can damage what is still forming. That is why He teaches you to move quietly. When money comes, build what lasts. Do not use it to prove a point. Do not spend it to gain approval. The world wants you to spend to be seen. God wants you to invest to be significant. The world celebrates appearance. God rewards impact. Every resource you receive carries a direction. It will either pull you closer to God or slowly pull you away, depending on how you use it. Chosen one, learn to circulate wealth with wisdom. Help quietly. Give silently. Support without broadcasting. The greatest form of giving is when your left hand does not know what your right hand is doing. This protects your generosity from pride. It keeps your giving pure. It transforms generosity into worship instead of performance. What is coming to you is not random. It is part of a larger restoration. God is repairing what was broken, rebuilding what was lost, healing places that were wounded long before you even understood why. But every time you speak unnecessarily about your blessing, you open doors that never needed to be opened. Conversations can become drains. Attention can become interference. Silence keeps your focus clear. Chosen one, stay humble and stay confident. These two can coexist. Humility does not mean shrinking. Confidence does not mean boasting. You are not stealing what God gives you. You are receiving what was written for you. You prayed for this. You waited for this. You endured for this. But not everyone knows the story behind your elevation. They see the fruit, not the fasting. They see the outcome, not the obedience. This is why silence becomes your most powerful strategy of preservation. It guards your peace. It protects your purpose. It keeps your spirit light. There will be moments when doors open suddenly, when favor flows unexpectedly, when provision arrives from directions you never anticipated. That moment will feel overwhelming. You will want to celebrate loudly. You will want to announce that the storm is over. But listen carefully. That is not the time to speak. That is the time to listen. Because silence is where God gives instruction for the next phase. Many people celebrate too early. They confuse arrival with completion. They think the blessing means the battle is over, when in truth the battlefield has only changed. When money enters your life, new tests begin. Tests of loyalty, tests of discipline, tests of character, tests of heart. Before you were tested by lack, now you are tested by abundance. Before you prayed to receive, now you must pray to manage. and in that management lies your destiny. God does not only measure what He gives you, He measures what you keep sacred. There is something holy about discretion. There is power in keeping certain things between you and God. When you speak too early, you awaken forces that were not meant to see your light yet. Words carry vibration. Careless speech can announce your position to opposition you never needed to confront. Silence keeps you invisible under God's covering. Gratitude whispered in private is stronger than praise shouted in public. Go into your quiet space. Thank God without noise, because gratitude is most powerful when it is pure. The world has trained people to make everything visible. God works through those who understand the value of secrecy. Chosen one. The quiet ones are often the strongest. They build without applause. They celebrate internally. They are not touched by envy because they are not feeding it. Do not underestimate jealousy. It does not require hatred to harm you. It only requires comparison, and comparison is everywhere when success becomes visible. That is why God says, stay silent. Not because others are evil, but because not everyone is spiritually mature enough to witness your success without being affected by it. Silence is not isolation, it is protection. We pause here because the next segment will confront the final temptation of abundance, allowing comfort to weaken hunger for God. Chosen one. This is the quiet danger that hides behind comfort, not rebellion, not pride, but forgetfulness. When life becomes easier, when needs are met, when pressure lifts, the human heart can slowly drift without realizing it. The hunger that once drove you to your knees can soften. The urgency that once kept you listening can fade. This is why God warns you long before the money comes, not after. Because wealth without worship becomes wilderness. I want to speak plainly here, not prophetically dramatic, but deeply honest. I have watched people remain desperate for God while they were struggling only to become distant when they became stable. They did not stop believing, they simply stopped depending. And dependence is where intimacy lives. God never wanted your desperation, He wanted your devotion. But devotion must be chosen even when survival is no longer the motivator. Chosen one, do not let prosperity silence your hunger for God. Do not let comfort replace connection. Do not let ease weaken discipline. If anything, abundance should make you more reverent, not more relaxed. The same God who met you in lack is the same God who must be honored in overflow. The source never changed, only the channel did. This is why your spiritual routine matters more when money comes. Protect it fiercely. Guard your prayer life. Guard your quiet time. Guard your sensitivity. Many lose intimacy not because God leaves, but because distraction enters. Full schedules, new responsibilities, new interests, new pleasures. None of these are evil, but all of them can crowd out devotion if left unchecked. Chosen one worship is what keeps wealth pure. Worship reminds you who sits on the throne. Worship realigns your heart when money tries to speak louder than God. Worship keeps your spirit soft. When worship fades, entitlement grows. When gratitude weakens, arrogance finds space. That is why worship must deepen as wealth increases. God blesses you not to lift your status, but to expand your influence for good. Influence without integrity is poison. It may look successful on the outside, but it corrodes the soul from within. That is why your silence is not only about people, it is about purity. It is about protecting your heart from contamination. You cannot mix divine purpose with worldly pride and expect peace to remain. Chosen one, understand this clearly. What God is giving you is not just money. It is instruction, it is trust, it is stewardship. He is saying, manage this as my representative on earth. Handle it with wisdom. Handle it with love. Handle it with fear, not fear of loss, but reverence for the responsibility. And when you do that, something powerful happens. God begins to trust you more, not because you ask for more, but because you have proven you can handle what you already have. More does not come from desire, it comes from trust. God multiplies what is protected, not what is exposed. Let people wonder. Let them speculate. Let them guess. You owe no explanation for divine elevation. Your discipline will speak. Your calm will testify. Your peace will preach louder than any announcement. The loudest sound of true prosperity is serenity, not performance. Chosen one, remember this. When God blesses you, He is not only giving to you, He is giving through you. You become a vessel, a channel, a flow point. The moment you try to own the blessing, you restrict it. Ownership creates pressure. Stewardship creates flow. When you let wealth move through gratitude and service, provision becomes sustainable. I learned this through tension. The tighter I held, the more anxious I became. The more open my hands were, the more peace filled my life. This is not about giving everything away. It is about holding nothing as your identity. Money is a tool, not a crown. Silence plays a role here too. Silence keeps you from turning blessings into idols. Silence keeps your focus on purpose, not praise. Silence keeps you aligned when others try to pull you into comparison, competition, or display. Some battles are not meant to be fought. They are meant to be avoided through wisdom. Stay kind, chosen one. Stay approachable. Stay grounded. Remember the days when you were overlooked. Remember the seasons when you struggled quietly. Let success never erase compassion. Use what you have to lift others without noise. Quiet help carries more power than public generosity. The world does not need louder, wealthy people. It needs healed ones. It needs people who carry abundance without losing empathy, who remember hunger even while they are full, who remember prayer even while they are provided for. Protect your spiritual habits. Protect your inner life. Do not shorten prayer because life feels easier. Lengthen it in gratitude. Do not reduce dependence because resources are available. Deepen it in reverence. Many people lose sensitivity when their hands get full. Their prayers become transactional. Their awareness dulls. Do not let that be you. If you want your wealth to carry peace, it must be aligned with heaven, not vanity. God is not impressed by numbers. He is moved by obedience. He is not counting your income. He is measuring your humility. He is not observing what you show. He is watching what you protect. Chosen one, when God trusts you with resources, He is trusting you with influence, and influence must be carried cleanly. Silence helps with that. It keeps motives clear. It keeps pride from sneaking in unnoticed. It keeps worship central. This segment ends here because the final lesson is approaching. How to remain balanced, grounded, and spiritually anchored when abundance becomes your new normal. Chosen one. This is the final alignment, the place where abundance becomes sustainable and blessing becomes legacy. When wealth becomes your new normal, the challenge is no longer survival or restraint. The challenge is balance. How to live fully without drifting spiritually. How to enjoy without worshipping. How to prosper without losing your soul. This is where wisdom must become instinct. Money must never sit on the throne of your decisions. Purpose must. Discipline must. God must. You can have resources and still be restless if your soul is not anchored. But when your spirit is steady, even a modest income feels like abundance. Peace multiplies whatever you carry. Chosen one, remember this. Money is not freedom. Discipline is freedom. Many people think wealth will give them control over life, but without inner order, wealth only magnifies chaos. Structure is what protects prosperity. Systems are what preserve peace. Build rhythms that keep you grounded. Financial rhythms, spiritual rhythms, emotional rhythms. Let your money serve your purpose, not control your time. Do not let income dictate your identity. Identity anchored in God cannot be shaken by fluctuation. When abundance comes, slow down. Do not rush expansion. Do not confuse opportunity with assignment. Silence before movement keeps you aligned. True success is quiet. It does not need to shout. It does not seek validation. It does not perform. It simply exists with weight. Let the quality of your life speak. Let your consistency speak. Let your peace speak. Quiet transformation in the lives of others will testify louder than anything you could announce. God's richest servants are not those who speak the most about what they give. They are those who give in silence and trust God to multiply it. There is majesty in quiet prosperity. When you learn to hold blessing with stillness, you align with divine rhythm. Like deep waters, you become calm on the surface and powerful underneath. Shallow streams make noise. Deep waters remain still. When wealth is rooted in God, it carries spiritual gravity. You do not chase opportunity. Opportunity is drawn to you. You do not compete. You remain aligned. This is the reward of restraint. Chosen one, understand this truth. When God gives increase, He often expects secrecy until foundations are strong. You do not display a house before the roof is secure. You do not invite others into a structure still forming. Likewise, when God is still stabilizing your financial life, keep the door closed. Build quietly. Let stability settle. When it is finished, those meant to see will see. And even then, explanation will not be required. Fruit speaks for itself. Consistency reveals more than words ever could. When the money comes, you will feel an internal shift. Your confidence will stabilize. Your creativity will expand. Your authority will mature. But with power must come reverence. Money amplifies the heart. Only a heart refined by God can carry prosperity without arrogance. Pray often, chosen one. God, do not give me more than my humility can handle. That prayer will keep you safe. Wealth is temporary. Wisdom is eternal. The goal was never just to become rich. It was to become wise enough to remain blessed. Many gain wealth and lose peace, lose family, lose purpose. But the one who walks with God, the one who stays obedient, the one who stays silent when instructed, experiences abundance with calm, prosperity with meaning, and success with peace. Never forget the poor. Remember the days when you counted coins. Remember the nights you worried. That memory will keep your heart soft. Compassion is the true test of wealth. God blesses you to see whether you can become an extension of His hand, not a monument to yourself. True prosperity is not loud. It is sacred. It is carried in the spirit long before it appears in the hands. It is not defined by possessions, brands, or numbers. It begins with alignment. Your relationship with God is the foundation of everything you have. When God lifts you financially, it is not to decorate your ego. It is to demonstrate His wisdom through your life. Not to make you idolize money, but to show you the responsibility that comes with divine provision. Protect the blessing not only from others, but from yourself. Because sometimes the greatest enemy of abundance is internal pride. The moment you think, I did this, I built this, I earned this, you begin to drift. God does not bless you so you can glorify yourself. He blesses you so He can be glorified through your stewardship. That is why humility must grow at the same pace as wealth. The higher you rise, the lower you bow in gratitude. God is not watching how loudly you celebrate. He is watching how wisely you manage. To God, stewardship is worship. Every disciplined decision, every intentional act, every wise restraint, it all speaks. It says, God, I honor what you entrusted to me. And when God sees that honor, he multiplies beyond what you could imagine. Many pray for wealth, but never prepare for the character it requires. That is why God builds you before he blesses you. He strengthens your spirit before he increases your influence, because prosperity attracts both admiration and attack. But if your foundation is God, you will remain unshaken. Chosen one, guard your environment. Not everyone deserves access to your atmosphere. Protect your peace like it is part of your wealth, because it is. You can lose money and recover it, but peace once lost steals meaning from everything else. Learn the holy art of quiet separation, not arrogance, awareness. Understand that wealth changes the vibration of your life. Silence gives you time to discern who belongs in your new season. Finally, remember this. When money comes from God, it comes with instruction. Handle it wisely. Walk quietly, stay humble, stay worshipful, stay aligned, and you will discover that the greatest blessing was never the money itself. It was the peace, the purpose, and the wisdom to carry it without losing who you are. Chosen one, as this word comes to rest in your spirit, receive it with reverence. You are not at the edge of possibility. You are standing in fulfillment. Heaven has already begun the transfer, and what God has authorized cannot be reversed. This is your Kairos moment, the appointed time where preparation meets provision and silence becomes your strength. Anointed one. God trusts you because you have learned to protect what he provides. Let people wonder. Let them guess. You owe no explanation for divine elevation. Let your discipline speak. Let your serenity testify. The loudest sound of heaven-backed prosperity is peace, not performance. When God blesses you, he is not only giving to you, he is giving through you. You are a vessel, a channel of divine flow. As long as you hold it with gratitude and service, the stream will never run dry. Receive this blessing now. May your humility deepen as your resources increase. May your wisdom guard every door God opens. May your worship remain pure, your heart aligned, and your steps ordered. Stay faithful, chosen one. Stay quiet. Stay grateful. What is coming will speak for itself. If this word resonated with your spirit, let your agreement be gentle. You may write a simple confirmation, stay connected, or share this message with another chosen soul. Walk forward in peace. Heaven is with you, and the best is unfolding now.